Good morning, everyone. It's serotonin. Just in light of what's going on, the next stage, obviously, that's happening in the US right now. Obviously, the coronavirus doesn't matter anymore because it wasn't working, so we've moved on to violence and protests, quote unquote. I have here, now where is it? This guy, this is a very interesting video too. This guy has a great Twitter thread. And what he does is at one point he lists all of the cities that are currently having a riot. There we go. So that's apparently that as of last night. So as of the 29th to the 30th, that's how many cities in the US. So I just wanted to point out something to you guys because up in Canada we don't want to be, we hate getting left out. We're like the little brother. Do you guys remember that cartoon where the dog keeps jumping over the bulldog and going, "Yeah, what are we gonna do now, boss? What are we gonna do now, boss? What are we gonna do now, boss?" That's what Canada does politically with the US all the time. Whether it's straight up like being honest, like we worship you, or whether it's this underhanded thing where the shadow government is basically running both countries. But either way, you can never get left out, like a little brother who just can't be left out, or a little sister. So, what's happening in Canada? Well, okay, so first of all, I found it very interesting that this dude made the call. He said there was something like he had a chilling announcement or something, or a chilling prediction, and I was like, no, that was a threat. That was a full on threat. In the same way that Kobe signaled COVID, this guy has signaled this. This is what this is all about. And while we should be going after George Soros, everybody else is, doing violence in the name of George. This is for George, right? And it's so obvious. They've said it. They just didn't tell you the last name, but they're doing this for George. They're being so honest. And what's so interesting is the masks are off. And I remember this. Okay, I know some of you don't. So I do listen to the Thomas Williams show once in a while, and I also don't listen to it because I don't understand what's going on in that group, and it feels like a constant fight going on there. It reminds me of watching two marbles going down a sieve. So I just don't even. It's so heavy, that place. Anyway, we've been talking about 2020 and this new energy and how nobody can pretend anymore. The masks are coming off, right? In the literal sense, they're putting the masks on us. This is what they want to do. And when you take into consideration, and I will go back here because this guy has a bunch of stuff. If you check out this guy's page, or Twitter feed or whatever, it's very interesting. Um, and I'm so sorry, I'm like a child with car keys. I checked on this last night because it was trending last night too, apparently in Canada, and it's incredible how many people defend, how many like people who are disgusted with, the police, the whole system of racism, and yet they defend Trudeau. It's incredible how many people are getting paid right now. And the other thing I want to point out is we've had, 2 months of lockdown, right? And all the local stores are closed. And so where's everybody going? They're going to Walmart. Now guess who has enough money to pay Antifa again? Okay, so just connect, guys, please. I don't know who it is who's paying, but big box stores, with the exception of the guy who runs Home Depot, who has very publicly said that he supports Trump. And I don't know if he is funding leftist movements or whatever, and publicly and saying whatever. But anyway, like I said, the masks are off and they're trying to put them on us again. And another thing that has been discussed is that they hide under these holographic things, right? These overlays. And what if they're trying to normalize the mask wearing, not just for other reasons, and there's other religious undertone reasons. I think that they're trying to get everyone wearing masks. But it's possibly gonna be another one of their things that they throw at us. We'll see. But what if their literal holographic masks are coming off? They can't hide who they are anymore. But if they cover their face partially, they can be hidden, right? They can remain hidden and in public. But it also makes it a lot easier for people to incite violence. And that's the main thing that I felt. I worked in the restaurant industry for like almost 20 years. I worked in service industry pretty much like the few other extra years that I worked on top of that. And I can tell you that I would be extremely uncomfortable dealing with not just one, but multiple people over an extended period of time entering a store that I work in. And I'm handling cash. I'm a frontline person, and they're all got their faces covered. Anyway, it's all very interesting. The whole thing is very interesting. So, all these riots are happening in the US. What's happening up in Canada? Well, not much, right? Except for this. So, this woman, Regis Korchinski-Paquette, this woman was apparently thrown from a balcony or fell from a balcony. And now they're suddenly calling it very suspicious. Here she is. Now, I don't know about any of this, but I do know that there was a rap artist who was killed recently in Toronto, and now they're saying another man is dead in the West End. And what is very interesting too, let me see. Oh, and then here we go. Oh, yeah, okay. So then we make sure we have a racist rant caught on camera. And then I'm just going to say it if I can't find it, but we have roads closed this weekend. Oh, why can't I find it? Oh, and I read this. So depressing. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they've taken it out for the moment. They should probably keep it on the main page, though. I don't know. Anyway, road closures. Let's have a little look here. Okay, Gardiner Expressway. Of course not, they couldn't find it, because I cannot spell right now. What? Okay, so forget you. I'm just going to do this up here. Toronto. There we go. Gardiner Expressway and numerous Toronto roads. See, it was that's stupid. The same news feed. Couldn't find it. Yeah. They're going to close Highway 27, Don Valley Park. Oh, from the Highway 27 to Don Valley Parkway. So this, just so you guys know, this is like a highway that's out of the city. And then we're going to go back to global here. So this woman gets killed, and where was this one? Protest march to be held in Toronto on Saturday. So today they've organized a march during the same week that you have violent protests happening in this many cities across the US after the death of a rap artist and now another man in the West End. I have no idea how he died. And they've got road closures and then this planned. So I'm not saying they're setting something up. I'm not saying that, but isn't it interesting? That's all I'm saying. And what was trending last night in Toronto, sorry, in Canada. Let's see if it's still trending. No. But it was no peace, no justice, no peace. It was trending. And all kinds of stuff about what's happening in the US. And I don't have to show you evidence of the presence of Antifa in Toronto. You can have a look yourself. It's probably widely known. This is so orchestrated. Anyway, talk to you later.